5:30 p.m. And it looks like I am live on Occupy the Need Act right now. Uh, Good. Um, I I just did a broadcast. I'm really experimenting with apps and seeing how it's working, and I think I have figured out how to get my uh, mug on the video that's the right way instead of sideways like it was just a few minutes ago. So anyway, I'm inside now. Um, uh, See there, there's our anarchist friend right there. You know, anarchists are were very sophisticated people in Paris, founders. Yeah, and so anarchy and violence doesn't go together. It doesn't necessarily have to go together, but you know, we've got this NEAT Act, and we're up against people that will be violent. The Federal Reserve System. Those people will protect themselves because this pretty much just makes the Federal Reserve System a bureaucracy, and they're not going to be able to create money like they're doing now. The Federal Reserve System is owned by the member banks, and J.P. Morgan Bank owns almost 50% of it. And so uh, there we go. And yeah, owns almost 50% of the stock. So it means he just has to get a couple of people, a couple of his buddies to go along with him, and he determines your life. All of this determines your life because right now, if you want a house, you got to borrow money. If you want a car, you borrow money. If if a city wants a new street, it borrows money. The county wants to build a new jail, it borrows money. Uh, Bankers are in between us and everything that we do. So uh, the NEAT Act does away with that. Uh, it it puts the power to create money into Congress, and the legislation is already written. It's HR 2990 of the 112th Congress. Yeah. Uh, okay, good. The bars rock. Just subscribe. Good. Yeah, this stuff is really revolutionary. You know, back in 1964, I got a degree in money and banking at the University of Oklahoma, and then in 2011, uh, I was watching a economics teach-in at Occupy Chicago, and they had two teachers. The first one reminded me of my teachers that I had at the University of Oklahoma. She put me to sleep. The second one was a little guy named Zarlenga, Stephen Zarlenga, author of a book called The Lost Science of Money, which is the most comprehensive history of money that's ever been written. And he's the co founder of uh, the American Monetary Institute. And, uh, and he started off and he told his story about Hamilton and Jefferson getting together. I mean, Hamilton and Washington getting together and giving the power to create money to their friends. And and then even went on about how uh, uh, they knew that this is 1778 Constitutional Convention. Those people knew that uh, Congress was going to buy back all the debt certificates of, uh, of Congress for 100% face value, and they went out and bought these debt certificates off of the farmers and the merchants out in the colonies who thought they were worthless. They took them back. Congress paid them for them. They got the money. They used that money to uh, uh, capitalize the first bank of the United States. Our first bank was born in fraud, and it's been a fraud ever since. And they're doing everything that they can. They've convinced you that we've got to have banks. One of the ways they've done it, they don't allow anything like the NEED Act to be taught at the University of Oklahoma. I got a friend who's an economics teacher, Cynthia, teach this shit, okay? Let's see what happens to you, and I'll come by and brag on how you're picking or digging out the gardens outside the business college, because you won't be teaching inside it. They'll make sure that doesn't happen. So uh, we've got to do something about this, folks. Uh, if you see this video, pass it on, share it with other people. Let's get curiosity going. You can find me on Twitter. I am William George, and with the number 41. That's the year I was born. William George 41 on Twitter, and you go there, and you'll get a link to my my Facebook page. You can become a friend there. So, looks like I've got 2,900 followers here on apps. How about that? So I've been working at this for since 2011, and now on the 23rd next week, the day after my 79th birthday, we're going to have a meeting at the Federal Reserve Building in New York City, just down from Zuccotti Park, where Occupy Wall Street was. Most of us, are the young people in this, and me, come out of Occupy Wall Street, uh, because Zarlenga appeared at uh, Occupy Wall Street in Zuccotti Park, and he appeared with Occupy Chicago in Chicago. He was actually living in Chicago at the time. So let's uh, let's pass this around. Share it with other people, please, because we need to start knowing about this so we can bring pressure, and it's going to have to be extreme pressure. We're fighting the most violent people in the world, the criminals that run the Federal Reserve System, and uh, no telling what it's going to take to get this done. So, okay, I'm going to stop now, and I'll be back soon. Bye now.